Hi, this is Pastor Dan with Common Ground. Jesus stated, "I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it." This is from Matthew 16:18 in the Bible. Last week, we looked at this same verse and specifically looked at what Jesus meant when he said church. What is the church? This week, we're looking at what Jesus means by the gates of Hades will not prevail against the church. So look at last week's video. It probably will help you understand this week's video better. So let's talk about the word Hades. I always say Hades, but it's Hades, I think, is the best pronunciation. So Hades, at least in one translation, one English translation, it says hell. Hades is probably the better translation of that Greek word. But Hades is the unseen place of death. It is the spiritual equivalent, perhaps, of the physical grave. And death and Hades are often used together in the Bible to show that they are connected. It's really hard to describe Hades because we don't know. It is a spiritual reality. Now, let's look at the word gate. Gate controls an entrance or exit to something. In this case, we're talking about the gate controlling the entrance or exit to Hades. Now, the good news of Jesus Christ is that Jesus has overcome death. Jesus was resurrected from the dead, and all who trust in him will follow suit. So those who confess with their mouth that Jesus is Master, and they believe in their heart that he was raised from the dead, they too will be given life. They too will be raised up just like their Master was, just like Jesus was. They become part of God's kingdom, or they become Jesus' church. Now, the gates of Hades, the place of death which can prohibit exit, has no power over Christ's church. I want you to listen to this passage from the letter of Revelations in the Bible. I'm going to read it to you. Revelations 20, verses 13 through 15. "The sea gave up the dead that were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead that were in them. And each person was judged according to what they had done. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. The lake of fire is the second death. Anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was thrown into the lake of fire." Now, there is a lot to unpack in that passage that we aren't going to unpack. In fact, we're not even really going to unpack much at all. There's symbolism that we need looked at in this passage too. But I really read this passage to show you that Jesus Christ has overcome death and Hades, but will altogether do away with or remake it, right, when it's thrown into the lake of fire. This is part of God's whole plan to do away with the old and to bring forth the new. He is making a whole new heaven and earth. And he's creating it just like he intended it to be, like he first created it, good and perfect, right? In the beginning, we read that in Genesis. The book of Genesis in the Bible. So three things that we can learn from this, or three things that this has bears on us. First is that Jesus is giving us a glimpse into his continued ministry and work, which is building his kingdom, building his church that is not subject to the gates of Hades and death. Second, while the Bible is clear that we will physically die once, we all will physically die once, we will not remain in Hades because our Master has conquered it. The Bible often speaks of the life that God gives to those who come to him through Jesus Christ. This life is both a quality of life beyond what we can imagine, but it's also endless life. It's something beyond this physical existence, which is so good we can't imagine. And third, our response can be one of excitement and peace. And I know most people don't look at death and have peace, nor do they look at it with any kind of excitement. But we, in Jesus, we need not fear anything, including death itself. And I'm not saying that we are excited about death, but we need not fear death. And we can have peace in Jesus Christ. Our destiny is with Him, if indeed we are in Him. And it's not in the hands of death or Hades. See, here on earth, our existence is but a vapor. But that's not the end, nor is it the best, because what awaits those in Christ is so much greater. But the big question is, do you know Jesus Christ? He died on the cross to forgive all of sin. But have you confessed Him as your master? If you have, live out that confession the rest of your days here on this earth, but live it out in unity with all who have made the same confession and are filled with God's Spirit. Those are His church. Jesus, again, has forgiven all, and He has made a way for you to come to God as a forgiven person. He has made a way for you to know that your destiny is in God's hands and not in the hands of death or Hades. The gates of Hades will not prevail over what Christ builds, His church. It's great to share with you the good news of Jesus, and I look forward to next time sharing more with you. Thanks.